Welcome to this video article on software-defined networking in Microsoft Azure. My name is James Bannon. We're going to take a look at just how easy it is to extend your on-premises network into virtual networks within Microsoft Azure. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to go through and actually generate a new virtual network. We'll give it a name and we'll specify a geographical location. Now we're going to enter in the DNS servers. These are the local DNS servers in our on-premises environment. And then we will specify that we're going to configure a site-to-site VPN in order for our virtual network to be able to communicate with our on-premises. We're going to specify a name for our local network. This is only representative so that Microsoft Azure has a point of reference. And then we will specify an on-premises VPN address for Azure to generate the site-to-site VPN with. We'll specify the address space of the internal network and the subnet mask. And next, we will generate our virtual network address space. In this case, I'm going to use a 172.16 address range. My internal address is a 192.16a address range, so it is quite different. I will add in a couple of subnets and a gateway subnet for communications. And that's going to go through and create. And once that's done, I can jump in and take a look at my local network, see that my DNS servers have been propagated properly, and go in and take a look at the properties of the virtual network itself. Jump into the dashboard. And my next task is to create a new endpoint gateway. I'm going to use static routing. And this is so that my on-premises VPN device has an endpoint within Microsoft Azure that it can connect to. Once that's done, I'm going to configure that IP address on my on-premises VPN device so that I can then establish a connection with Microsoft Azure. While that's occurring, I'm going to go through and create a new virtual machine that's going to sit on my new virtual network within Microsoft Azure. So I'll select Server 2012 R2, give the virtual machine a name and create a new user and password. And now I'm going to specify a new cloud service. I can't use the same name as that one is already taken. And instead of specifying a geographical location, I'm going to specify my new virtual network. Select OK and go through and create the new VM. Once that's done, I can jump into the properties of the virtual machine to see what IP address it's been provided with. Jump into the dashboard. And scroll down. And I can see it's been allocated an internal IP on the 172.16 network. If I go back into networks, I should now see that the VPN has been established. and that I now have on-premises communications with my virtual network in Microsoft Azure. Now at the moment I can't ping this virtual machine because it's not on a domain, and by default the firewall rules will prevent comms with it apart from RDP. So what I'm going to do is log into that VM. I'm going to turn off the firewalls just for the sake of demonstration. So log into the machine, specify username and password. And then we'll open up the firewall and turn off the domain, private, and public profiles. This is not necessarily something that you would do in production. This is just a demonstration. Turn off the domain, turn off the private, and turn off the public. Then if I go back to my on-premises host, which has an address on the 192.168 range, and I ping 172.1.6, you can see we have comms across that VPN tunnel. And if I go back up into my virtual machine in Windows Azure and run the same test in reverse and ping a 192.168 range, see again we have comms. So it's that easy to set up a virtual network in Windows Azure and to extend your own on-premises environment into the cloud. Until next time, thank you.